Every time I go to write my testimony or even think about what I would say, I can't find the words. I grew up in a Christian home, and then I stopped myself. There are some people here who are wondering why I waited this long to get baptized, and I'm going to tell you the honest truth. Not the, oh, I'm waiting until I'm 18, or, oh, I need to be out in the world and test my faith. Lies that I tell everyone, but the honest truth. The honest truth is that I hadn't been saved. I knew it deep down. I was relying on my screw-up Christianness to get me to heaven. That's why I let the communion plate pass me every time with a twinge of guilt and then let it go by. That's why I hadn't been able to write a testimony because there wasn't one. I had no concept of God actually loving me. In fact, I had a pretty messed up view of God. In my head, God was sitting at the edge of his seat, watching my every move, waiting for me to mess up so that he could punish me. But God I knew was not loving. I started growing sick and tired of the church, viewing it as this toxic, cult-like community where everyone just points out each other's flaws. I got annoyed at God that he expected me to follow all these stupid rules just because he loves me. I hated sitting through Bible time with my parents, and I cringed every time someone started talking about God. It wasn't that I didn't believe God was real. It was that I didn't see the loving, great God that everyone else saw. I only saw this megalomaniac on a power trip. But of course, I kept all these thoughts to myself, because what am I going to do? Start telling people that I'm not saved and I have doubts and lose every single person that I know? This went on for years and years, and occasionally I'd have guilt about staying in the church and acting like a Christian, meanwhile knowing I want nothing to do with God. But that guilt didn't last long. I'd continue in whatever sin I found exciting and quench the spirit telling me that I'm wrong. This so-called faith then went through the ringer. I started going to college full-time, I got my license, I got a job, and all of a sudden I had all this freedom and money to do whatever I wanted. This was my dream. I had no guilt bringing obligatory Bible time with my parents, no one telling me what I could and couldn't do, freedom to pursue whatever sinful activity caught my eye. And it was great. I had never been happier in my life until I got the empty feeling. I started realizing a lot of my new friends were just depressing, and I didn't find simple things fun anymore. Getting out of bed every day was a chore, and even the sunniest days were overcast with depression. Pastor Mike had a sermon a little while back introducing Ecclesiastes, and chapter 1, verse 2 says, "Vanity of vanities, all is vanity." And that was the way I felt. I didn't understand the point of being alive. Every time I would ask another Christian, "What's the point of life? Why are we all here?" they would say, "Oh, to glorify God." And that statement bothered me so much, no one explained to me what that meant. How am I supposed to glorify God? I did a Christian thing, and I went to Bible study, and I went to Christian camp, and I barely ever skipped church. This gave me no feeling of purpose at all. I don't understand what else I'm supposed to do to glorify God. I stumbled upon a passage randomly one day during one of my, I guess I should read the Bible so I can feel better about myself times. And this verse made me see one important fact. It's not about me. It's not about me or what I can do for God or what makes me worthy of salvation. The passage is Micah 6:6-8, and it says, "With what shall I come before the Lord and bow down before the exalted God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings with calves a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with 10,000 rivers of oil? Shall I offer my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." This helped me to see that I am a complete and utter sinner, and I don't offer anything. When I realized this, I was completely overwhelmed with the fact that Jesus would die for me. I've never been overwhelmed with any kind of feeling towards God, but ever since that moment, I've been in awe. Why would he die for someone if all that person has done is sin and sin and sin and hasn't done anything good? All our righteous acts are like filthy rags. Isaiah 64:6 says, "I can't be perfect. I can't even come close. So why would he adopt me as his child? I deserve the depression, and I deserve the vanity. And I get purpose and joy that the Lord hell and I get heaven. And it has nothing to do with me at all, and everything to do with Jesus' perfect love for the human race. He died and rose again and conquered sin for all of the sinners of this world who offer nothing but filthy rags. I still don't know why Christ would care so much about a sinner like me. All I know is I'm eternally grateful. I want to live a life pleasing to God, to glorify God in everything that I do. I want to show kindness to people as Christ would. I want to laugh with fellow Christians. I want to stand in awe of this beautiful world that God has created. I want to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with my God, just as Micah 6 says. This is what it means to glorify God, and I want to do this to the best of my ability, with the Holy Spirit helping me. I started trying to invest in the Christians around me and get myself involved in groups. My first night at home group by myself was the night when I realized that at school and work I've been surrounding myself with non-believers who were driving me down, and I wasn't filling the void of spiritual friendships in my life. Driving home that night, I felt edified by other believers for the first time. I started actually wanting to talk about God with my friends and family and actually enjoying reading the Bible with others. This is when I realized that I need to get baptized. I finally accepted Jesus as my Savior, and I want all of you to know that. Amen.
Torah, based on your profession of faith, it is my privilege and my honor to baptize you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Pray for these. Father, thank you for just the joy and love that we've heard and seen from these young women today. And Father, we thank you that you are a gracious and patient and loving God, holy, just, but forgiving. So forgiving that you sent the Lord Jesus Christ to rescue those who chose before the foundation of the world. In time you caused them to be born again. You granted them newness of joys and affections, even as we were. Father, I pray that you continue to work in the lives of these young women today, that and for the rest of their lives, that they might grow in the knowledge of the truth, that they might come to serve you all the more. Father, we thank you and praise you again for the work in their lives in Jesus' name. Amen.